Hello! So, we don't have much time here, and Odea is recording, even though she doesn't want to talk, but we don't have much time here. So I figured I would show this video, finally. When we first tried to show this video, the upper walkways weren't even finished, but now it's completely finished and for sale. This is something I built on the VortacVids server, which is a server for VortacVids. Let's take a walk. Can't tell if you're following me, but I'll assume you are. Alright, so since Odea can ask me questions, I'm gonna have to make up my own questions. These water pillars are interesting because I kind of came up with the idea about 5 seconds after I came up with the canal idea, because I really like the idea of cascading waters down. Which is interesting, because at first it was all about staying above the land, but now there's a huge impact on the land, which we will go into later. It's also important to point out this walkway, which was actually, I had a lot of fun building it, even though it's not that big and it's just kind of a walkway. And here are a bunch of chests for donations, which don't work, so I'm going to take them down right now. Never mind, my axe is almost dead. Moving on. Here's the front entrance. It's my first experience talking to myself and knowing a bunch of people are listening, so it's interesting. Here is the notice board. I'm going to turn my settings down from far real quick. Yeah, I might change this notice board at some point, because I kind of just put it up there with the excess wool that I got from this little entrance, which I got extra because we got rolled back, and then I got a refund, so MKidge, or whatever, was kind enough to give me a bunch of wool that I didn't need. This entrance is really interesting because it's kind of adapted from what I like to call my style, which is really just something I ended up doing one time, the first time I was on the server, so. But it's interesting, because if you look from the outside, I don't know if you want to real quick. Because at first, this was just a hut. And all of this extra stuff was built off of it. This water's kind of annoying, but it's beautiful. I like how the bark is kind of inlaid. It's not actually bark. It's kind of like, it kind of makes me think of roots. But at first it was really just that like little snail-looking hut thing, and I liked it. And it started also with this kind of stage-like single plane here, you see. And then I added the hut, and I added the tree. Alright, I really like that hut. I don't know if anyone else does. I have fun building things like that are just different. First, built it in Spawn Town, mostly because I was restricted by the plot size, so it was interesting to be able to try to put details in and not have much space. Let's go to what people have done for me real quick. Imkidge. I said she was the insurance provider because, like I said, she helped me with the rollback. This guy, I don't even know him, he gave me a bunch of signs. And his name's too long. Odea's public relationships because of this video. Cruza, when I first was building this, I kept bringing him back and asking him what he thought it was, and it took him like 5 times before he figured out it was a tree. Bearbin sells money, or he loans, and he also gave me a donation. Muso also gave me a donation. Bearbin actually got a free plot, but I didn't offer it to Muso because she has her own kingdom. And Icebark gave me wood. Lots of wood. I haven't even mentioned the name of the city yet, but it was on the sign out there. I think it is Aerna, the city of windmills. Let's go. This is a fun little water elevator. It's actually a lot harder than it has really delivered. That thing was a pain in the ass to build for many reasons. But there's your water elevator. And you get up here to sort of the main branching off point. Now, if you picture a tree, this is the main trunk. The water elevator is the main trunk. And then when you get here and it splits off, these are the two boughs. Because you know how a tree kind of splits in half repeatedly and branches out. This is the first split, known as boughs. Let's go to the lower walkways real quick. So when I was building the tree, it was a whole, it wasn't repetitive building, but it was simplistic building. Just a lot of it. It was kind of fun. It was really fun, actually. But the whole time I was just thinking about what I was going to do with the walkways. And I came up with a few ideas, and then I decided to make two different styles, one which I used for lower walkways, and one which I used for the upper walkways. Let's go. It's hard, I'm sorry. Very laggy. Let's go this way. I put buttons on these doors because they're not, private or anything, so they don't need to be locked. And that little fence post there is to mark the middle point of the entire city. It goes up there, too. As you can see, the walkway style is pine wood. I wanted to use logs really badly for both the tree and the walkways, but it's really difficult to get a lot of logs as opposed. I mean, you get 4 times the amount of planks to logs, so. I'm trying to see if we can get a good place to look at the tree, because I'm very interested in the branches. But, just looking at the walkways. So, the basic walkway starts over here, and you can see it's 3, because I like wide areas, wide walking surfaces, not cramped ones. Although it becomes a bit cramped because of the trees, I tried to keep it relatively airy. And every exit branches off to become the walkway, and there's a little kind of park path in the middle, which I really liked, and that was why I made it for the lower walkways. Originally, I was going to extend it to the upper walkways as well, but I wanted to experiment with gravel. And you can see, not only this canal is made by a bottom layer of glass and then just put water in it, but not only I knocked holes out of this canal so that water would pour down, I also knocked holes out of the upper canal so that water would pour down into the lower canal. I think it looks very nice. It's kind of like a suggestive water wall. And when the city becomes expanded, there will be these canals going all over in kind of a grid formation. So there will be this ever-expanding wall of water. Very interesting. The only downside is it's kind of illegitimate to cross over, because I'm not going to go all the way around. But that's a moot point. I brought you out this way because it's the most normal way. All the other ones, it's important to point out that I made the tree first and then the walkway. And I added these branches because, a tree needs branches. It was actually really ugly without the branches. Which is why Cruiser couldn't tell it was a tree. So these walkways, I like to build stuff in my own limitations once I've built. So I built the branches, and I didn't want to move them. I wanted to keep them so that it kind of looks like, in an elven style, that the walkways are built with branches, So these walkways they go up and down, and they twist a bit. Confusing for some people. I really like it, though.